In this session, we will discuss the sets data structure of Python. Sets are unordered collection of unique items. So items in these sets are unordered and they are unique. So sets do not contain duplicate items. Sets are represented by enclosing the elements in curly braces. Now let's look into some code. So sets are unordered collection of unique items, and there are two ways to create the set. The one way is to use the set method, and the another way is to use the curly braces. We will discuss both of these ways. So this is the first way to define a set by using the set method. We pass to it the argument as argument a list of all the items that we want to include in the sets. So here this list contains some items, though some of them are duplicates, which the set method will remove while creating the set. So as we will see, the set actually contains three integer items 1, 2, and 3. Another way to represent the set is by using the curly braces. So we can define all the elements inside the curly braces, and the Python interpreter will treat it as a set. So here in this example, as you can see, we have done the same thing. Again, we are defining some duplicates, which which the Python interpreter will remove as the set contains only unique elements. Now we'll discuss some of the set functions that we can use to over our data structure. So for this, let's define our initial set that contains three elements, 1, 2, and 3. Now let's suppose you want to add some element to the set. So the we have the add function defined over the set, which we can use for adding the element to the set. So again, you have to use the dot operator because this add method is defined over an object of type set. So S is an object of type set, and it has an associated function add, which we are going to use to add one element to our all predefined set S. So here we use it and we pass it the argument 4. So 4 is added to the set. As you can see here, the 4 is added. Now, coming to the deletion, how to delete or remove an element from the set. So for that, we can use the remove method and pass to the remove method as argument the item that we want to remove. So let's suppose that from our initial set containing the 4 items 1, 2, 3, and 4, we want to remove the item 2. So 2 is passed as an argument to the remove method. Again, this remove method is defined over the set. So we have to use the dot operator as dot remove. So we remove this element 2 and then print the set. So as you can see, the item 2 is removed and we are left with the three elements 1, 3, and 4. Then we have another method that we can use, which is the pop. The pop method removes an arbitrary element from the set. It also returns that element, so we can save it in some other variable if we like. So s dot pop basically removes one element. So here it removes the first element and we are left with just two elements, 3 and 4. Okay. Then coming to union and intersection. So since union and intersection operations are defined over a mathematical set, similarly, in the Python sets, we also have these two methods defined, which is union and intersection. Now, we have two ways to perform the union, which is to use the union operator or to use the union method. We'll discuss both of them. So set supports mathematical set operations like union and intersection, okay, difference and symmetric difference. For these examples, consider these two sets. The set A, which consists of these 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the set B, which contains these 6 elements, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, since we would be considering our examples based on these sets, so remember, for these sets, the items which are common to both of these sets are 3, 4, and 5. So 3, 4, 5, these three items are present both in sets A as well as in set B. Set A has the unique two elements 1, 2, which is not present in B, and set B has the three unique elements 6, 7, and 8, which is not present in set A. Now, to define the union is a union is defined as consisting of all the elements which are present in either of the sets. So you can define the form the union by using the union method. Okay. So A dot union B. Now take note that it does not change either the set A or the set B. It creates a new set consisting of the items of both sets A and set B. So when we perform okay, so when we perform A dot union B, it takes a union of the elements of set A and B. So if you can see here, it's a list consisting of the items which are present either in set A or in set B. You can also use this pipe operation to perform the same union. Okay. So this again results into a union of these two sets. Okay. But it does not changes either the set A or the set B. On the same lines, you can perform the intersection. For that, we have the intersection method defined over the set. Okay. So A dot intersection and the other set is passed as the argument. Okay. So as we saw that the elements common to both sets A and B are 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So let's look again. 3, 4, and 5 are common to both of these sets. Okay. So when you perform the intersection, okay, so it will give these three items because intersection is basically the list of items which are enumeration of the items which are present in either of the sets. It creates a set, so it does not return a list. It creates a set of all the items which are present in both of the sets over which the intersection is being performed. You can also use this ampersand sign to perform the intersection. It gives you the same result. Now, as we discussed that union and intersection operation does not change the contents of the original set. If you would like to update the contents of either the set A or B, you can use the update method while performing the union. So set the contents of set A to union of sets A and B by using the update method. Or you can use this nomenclature as well. A equal to A pipe B or A pipe equal B. Okay, so this can be the alternative way to use to perform the union and update the result in the variable A. So A dot update B. So it updates A when we're printing A. So the set A is printed. Now, as you can see, it contains all the elements which are present in either set A or set B. Okay. For the next operation, again we set A to the previous values and again we set B to the previous values. Okay. Now, next operation that we will consider is difference. Difference gives us the element which are present in one set but not in the other. So let's suppose we want to find out all the elements which are present in set A but not present in set B. So then you can write A minus B. So A minus B gives you all the elements which are present in A but not in B. As you can see here, A contains the elements 1, 2 which are not present in B. 3, 4, 5 are present, so it would not be taken. Or you can use the difference method, A dot difference B. We also have another similar operation, which is symmetric difference. Symmetric difference gives us elements which are present in either A or B, but not both. Okay. So here, if you would see, again, consider these two sets A and B. So 1 and 2 are present in A, but not in B. And 6, 7, 8 are present in B, but not in A. So when you perform the symmetric difference, it consists of the elements 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8. Or you can use the symmetric difference method. It gives you the same results. So A dot symmetric difference B. Okay. There are two other similar operations which are subsets and supersets. Okay. So subset means if all the elements of one set is present in the another set. Okay. So let's say all the elements of set A are present in the set B. So we say that A is a subset of B. and B is the superset of A. So you can use the less than or equal to operation to compare two sets. So it gives you a Boolean value. If A is a subset of B, it will give you true. Now here for this, uh, to demonstrate, I have taken the set A to consist of the values 1, 2, and 3, and the set B to consist of the values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these 5 values. Now A should be a subset of B. It means all the values in A should also be present in B, which is here is the case. So it should give you true. So when I say A less than or equal to B, it gives me true. Okay. And then again, if I want to know that B is a superset of A, so for that I can use greater than or equal to. So it means B is a superset of A. It again gives me true. We have an associated function which is disjoint. Is disjoint gives me true if there is no element common in the two sets. So let's suppose A and B do not have any element common, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will give you false. So here I should get false. Okay. Okay. So this is a table that I included to just recap all of these functions. A dot add, A dot clear you can use to reset a set to empty. Okay, so it will be an empty set. To remove a value, you can use remove. To pop an arbitrary value, you can use pop function, union, update, intersection. Similarly, intersection update, difference, difference update, symmetric difference, symmetric difference update. Okay, and we have this is subset, is superset, or is disjoint as well. For that, we use less than equal to or greater than equal to. So these are all the operations that you can perform over the sets. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this session. So this is all for this session. Thank you for watching.